Resident Evil. Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to the 95th character in this long-running series of numerous, newcomer ideas, third parties for, Nintendo characters, second-party Nintendo characters, classic retro characters, new gaming characters, so on and so forth. Newcomer ideas for the upcoming Smash Bros. Game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, releasing in December of this year on Nintendo Switch. And as always, 3 separate categories of why a character makes sense, moves ideas, and percentage chance. But before I do that, let me obviously introduce the character I'm going to be doing a video on for you guys today. And as I mentioned in the last video, character number 94, when I talked about the Double Dragons, Billy and Jimmy Lee from, Double Dragon, I mentioned I was going to make a jump back to the world of Resident Evil, which I haven't done a character in about 40 some odd characters. And this time, it's not Leon Scott Kennedy, it's Jill Valentine, the original female lead character, one of the original 2 lead characters in the Resident Evil franchise. And as I mentioned always, reasons for why she makes sense, moves ideas, and percentage chance I can see her actually getting in. So there you go. Let's get that started with character number 95, Jill Valentine. So, first and foremost, why does Resident Evil deserve to get in? It's not even the idea of Leon or Jill. Why does Resident Evil deserve to be a Capcom franchise to join the likes of Street Fighter's Ryu and Mega Man's Mega Man? In Smash Bros., why should that be the next one instead of like Monster Hunter or Ace Attorney or something? So, Resident Evil is a long-running franchise, in the gaming industry in general. It's been around since the late 90s. It's become a super popular franchise, and it is, super close to Nintendo. Most of the games have been super close to Nintendo. Lately, it's been kind of hit and miss, but it's starting to pick up again, and we could start seeing more new games come to it eventually. Anyways, Resident Evil has a long-running history with Nintendo. The Resident Evil 2 was released on the GameCube. Oh, N64 first, but it was released on the GameCube is what I meant. I meant to say N64, but then it was later ported to the GameCube. And then Resident Evil 3 got ported to the GameCube. They remade 1 on the GameCube. Maybe I'm just thinking about GameCube because GameCube's just like the most Nintendo, Resident Evil system, most Resident Evil themed Nintendo system. Maybe that's why I have it on my mind. But they remade the first one, on the GameCube. They ported 2 and 3 and Code Veronica to the GameCube. They made 4 and originally exclusive to the GameCube until it jumped over to the PS2 as well. They have numerous games. They have the Umbrella Chronicles, Darkside Chronicles on the Wii. Resident Evil 4 was ported to the Wii. Resident Evil 4 has been ported to everything at this point, so it's really no surprise. There's been Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS. Revelations 2 came to the Switch. And I think Revelations was also on the Wii U at some point. Resident Evil 7, the cloud version of it is on the Nintendo Switch. And even though Resident Evil 2 is not confirmed for the Switch, even though I think they kind of deconfirmed it, but not really confirmed it, Nintendo has close relations to Capcom with Resident Evil. I'm sure it's going to come to it, even if we have to get the cloud version. A cloud version of Resident Evil 2 is probably going to be coming to the Switch at some point next year, or probably 2020. I don't know. But it's there's so much Resident Evil on Nintendo. It is a super-oriented Nintendo franchise. That's popular on Nintendo. A multitude of its entries are on Nintendo. On the Game Boy Color got one, I think, at some point. No, they canceled that. The DS got one, the 3DS, the Switch, GameCube, Wii, N64, a lot of game systems. So yeah, a lot of games on the GameCube, 7's a cloud version on the Switch, Resident Evil 2 is probably going to come to Switch, the remake at some point, and so on and so forth. There you go, that's Resident Evil. Now why Jill instead of Leon? Well, first and foremost, Jill was one of the original 2 lead characters. Leon didn't come in until Resident Evil 2. She's been around since the mansion incident in the original. The Spencer Mansion incident. She's been in numerous games since then. Resident Evil 3. She was in Revelations 1. Resident Evil 5. I'm trying to think. There's a game I know I'm missing of her in it. She's been in numerous games in the series. She is rivaling Leon. Leon and her are pretty much rivaling the number of appearances they are in these games. She's one of the original 2 lead characters. I think that makes her at least a smidge more important than Leon, even though I think Leon's more popular. And also, she's already been in fighting games. She's been in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate, DLC in the original Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Ultimate, which they never just put her in the game a second time. It's kind of stupid. And there's that. Like, she's been in fighting games before. She's been in the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Not even Leon can say he has been in a fighting game yet, as far as I know. But yeah, she already has crossover appeal. She's already a crossover character alongside Chris, Wesker, and Nemesis. So, yeah, Jill. Jill for Smash. There you go. Second category, moveset ideas. Now, the moveset I have here is similar to the one I gave to Leon back in his video, but modified enough to be a bit more weapon-oriented to her. But it's very similar in style. She's a trained combat style. She's not as much as Leon. Leon eventually went on to like the Secret Service and trained, became part of the, he trained under the, stuff that he was the police. He was working in like Raccoon City. He trained in combat. He's a Secret Service officer type of thing. He's more trained, I think, in combat throughout the series. But obviously, since she was on Stars, she has to be trained in combat too. She is good with a knife, just like he is, and she's super agile. Probably a smidge more so than he is, even though he jumped through freaking wires, like trapped laser wires into, super unrealistically and crazy and jump through them. But yeah, she is as agile and as, souped up in hand-to-hand combat as he is, as trained in hand-to-hand combat as he is. So her smash attacks are a bunch of punches and kicks, CQC headlocks, stuff like that, and knife swings. So basically she's trained in hand-to-hand combat, because not always these officers are probably going to be able to use their guns and their weaponry. They have to be trained in firearms and hand-to-hand punching and striking combat. So her smash attacks are going to be a bunch of punches, kicks, like clothesline to the ground, drop, kicking people and tripping them over, getting them into a headlock, arm bars and stuff like that, and just really train punch combat. Just take a lot of her strikes from Marvel vs. Capcom. There you go. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Mix that in with some of her strikes from the actual games, including her knife strike, which is in both, and make that her smash attacks. There you go. Now the special attacks is where all the weaponry comes in, all the guns. And there's numerous guns she uses throughout the series. She used a handgun and a shotgun, magnums, flamethrowers, assault rifles, mine throwers, and whatnot. Now I know you can't realistically put all those guns and map them all to the buttons to B, up B, down B, left B, right B, B in the air, B while crouched, stuff like that. So I just named about like 6-7 guns. So I'm going to realistically say about 5 she might have on her. The handgun standard. The handgun is part of Resident Evil history. It's why most iconic weapons in the games. You always start with a handgun. She has to have a handgun. The shotgun is good for powerful up-close range shots, so you won't be shooting them far away, but that has to be into it. It's been in almost every game. I want to include the Magnum as an up-close, super powerful shot, but I want to be iconic with it, so it's not just going to be a standard Magnum. Magnum. I'm going to give her Barry's Magnum. So it represents a little bit of Barry. You put a little bit of Barry in Smash Brothers without putting Barry in himself, doing his, "You were almost a Jill sandwich." That kind of, so the handgun's more like long range, but not good weapon. It's iconic, but it's not going to give you a whole lot of damage, but it's quick fire. Magnum is up close, but like a little further than a shotgun, but not as far as like long range guns. But it's going to be heavier damage. The shotgun is only good in close range, super heavy damage. The assault rifle will be far away, but it's like super rapid fire and maybe a flamethrower, so you can burn people alive. But the mine thrower would be kind of cool too. And the STI Eagle 6.0 is one of her major guns in the game too. So in some of her games. So yeah, I'm gonna do. If I had to pick out of all those, which 5 would I do? Handgun, shotgun, the Magnum, the mine thrower, so she could shoot out little mines. She shoots them on the ground, you step on it, kaboom! There you go. And maybe, I don't know, I gave the flamethrower, I think, to Leon. I'd like to give her a little bit something different. But I also give the assault rifle to her. But she has to have a more rapid fire gun, so the assault rifle. Okay. Handgun, shotgun, Barry's Magnum, assault rifle in the mine thrower. The flamethrower could be something more attuned to, oh, Leon, you could shoot people and catch them on fire. So you have a long range gun, you have a rapid fire gun, more powerful handgun, you have something that can shoot mines, and you have super close shotgun. There you go. That's her 5 standard, special guns. And now her final smash is going to be similar to Leon's as well with the rocket launcher, because that's a series staple as well, but it's going to be more cutscene based. Not like, because with Leon, I don't know if I said it was cutscene based or if I just said she just pulls out the rocket launcher, shoots it forward, and anyone that gets hit by the missile gets blown off the stage, so it's just quick and to the point. Or if I said he just jumped and shot someone with, cutscene jumping out of a helicopter or whatever. But I think his was just standard, just pulling it out in front of him and shooting across the stage, and any opponent that gets hit by it gets blown off it, and the impact of the explosion can get blown away from too, not just getting the person that gets hit by it. But if you're within the range of the person that's hit by a freaking rocket launcher, missile, it just explodes and you're in the explosion. You get sent flying off stage too. You just don't receive as much damage. So you receive a lot of damage too. But hers would be a cutscene one. I'm going to say she gets up close when you get the final smash. She just does a quick knife swipe. She just dashes forward and knife swipes some opponents. If you're in the range, you get thrown into a cutscene. You're probably in the science tower at the end of Resident Evil 1 where you're fighting the freaking tyrant. You're in that little area, you get thrown there, and the people are like, wait, what? And then she's up in a helicopter telling Barry to fly away, so that maybe could be a variation of Barry in a helicopter. She's like, see you later, suckers! I was so used to seeing stars or some bullcrap stupid line. She shoots a rocket at the facility, it blows up, and the entire building blows up, and you get sent flying upstairs. There you go. I represent Barry, I represent Resident Evil 1, I represent the tyrant area after the mansion, I represent the rocket launcher and the helicopter, which is in pretty much every single freaking Resident Evil game ever. There you go. So, percentage chance I can see her getting in. She's almost neck and neck with Leon. I gave Leon a 65% chance, if I recall, which I think it's pretty good, because I think Resident Evil is one of the top franchises I could see from Capcom being the next franchise to include Smash Brothers. I mean, we already have the Rathalos, so it might be Monster Hunter. Resident Evil's history with Nintendo might be that, or Ace Attorney being practically a major Nintendo franchise for them, maybe Phoenix Wright. Those are the three I think competing: Monster Hunter, Ace Attorney, and Resident Evil for that next Capcom spot in Resident Evil. Might not happen in Ultimate, maybe not even Ultimate's DLC, maybe Smash 6 or something. These are the ones competing for it, really. So, I'm going to give her a 60% chance. I think if we see one, it's obviously between Jill and Leon. Those are the two competing. Those are the two major ones that are competing for, for that spot, like that Resident Evil spot. It's probably, I don't think they're going to pick Chris. I highly doubt they're going to pick the Tyrant or Wesker, and I'm sure they probably won't pick Nemesis. It's going to be one of the human main hero characters. It's Leon or it's Jill. But Jill is more the iconic, long-running since the beginning of Series 1, but Leon is almost as iconic as her, is almost as old as her, but he's also has more popularity on his side. That's why I'm doing a 5% difference. He's 65, she's 60. They might go for him because of popularity reasons, but they might go for her because of iconic status reasons, even though he's as iconic as she is, really. So, yeah, 60% for a Jill, a Valentine, and Resident Evil. Okay, that's it for this video. Put in the comments if you guys want to see even Resident Evil represented in Smash Bros. At all. I think they would fit. It's not like I don't think the franchise fits. It's not like you have to put all the blood and gore and all that into it. They're just shooting some guns off and beating people up with knives and everything. And the series is super popular on Nintendo, so I really don't see a reason why not. But should it be represented? Should it be Leon? Should it be Jill? Should it be someone else? Like, my reasons make sense, your reasons make sense. Put in the, moveset ideas. Like, my moveset makes sense. What changes would you make? Final Smash, 60% too high, too low. 65 for Leon, too high, too low. Put it down there. Discuss it down there. We could have fun. And that's it for character number 95. And when I return to 96 on my next video, jumping back into doing Nintendo characters, I'm going to also be jumping back into a franchise. I haven't talked about characters in quite some time, actually. I talked about 3 of them so far, and that's ARMS. I talked about Springman. I've talked about Ribbon Girl. I've talked about Twin Tail. I might have thrown someone else in there, not really sure. But I wanted to actually talk about a villain from that series, and I'm surprised I haven't done her yet in a video. And next time on character number 96, I'm going to be talking about Dr. Coyle. Now, see you all later in the next one. Bye.